have a dog now. What's up, everyone? I'm Sophia Pasternak. I'm an award-winning author and mental health professional, and this channel is all about the intersection where writing meets psychology. I also post up about my author journey, baking bread, and outdoorsy stuff. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you're notified when I post a new video. I'm back in front of my bookshelf. So the last time I was here, oh my gosh, I don't even remember the last time I filmed. I had been kind of out doing nurse stuff, and I put myself into self-quarantine, self-isolation, whatever, just to be safe. And I never had any symptoms. I had a test done. It was terrible, and it came back negative, blah, blah, blah. But I'm still doing COVID-adjacent things, but I'm not actually interacting with patients anymore. I have graduated. Once you have been a nurse long enough, you graduate and you don't nurse anymore. You are in like admin and you do paperwork all day. So it's not my favorite, but I am trying to do stuff like on the back end to prevent us from even having COVID patients to interact with. So like that's where I'm at. But it's Memorial Day, and so I have the day off today, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to film a crap ton of YouTube videos so that I have that footage and I can just have it and edit it as I have time. So here we go. Today I'm actually going to be talking about the self-sacrifice schema, and I hope I can remember how to do these because it's been a while. So here we go. Self-sacrifice. People with the self-sacrifice schema have the kind of thought process of, if I do enough, I can end somebody else's suffering. Nobody else will have to hurt if I take on that hurt for them. And they kind of believe that they are responsible for preventing the pain and suffering of people in their lives. There are kind of like the enmeshment and... No, don't chew on that. Come here. Here. I got a dog. Oh, isn't she cute? This is Sansa Bark, first of her name. She's going to eat my hair. She doesn't have all the manners of like a Stark lady yet, but she will. She will. Hi, you. Hi, you want to get down? She's just going to sit here and I'm going to pet her, so my arm moving is trying to get the puppy to not bite me. Hey, you're ruining my video. You're ruining my video. You're ruining it. So... just like with the enmeshment and dependent schemas kind of being very similar, self-sacrifice is also very similar to the subjugation schema. And the difference is the self-sacrifice schema... Stop! She's chewing on the wheels of my chair. The self-sacrifice schema is voluntary, and the subjugation schema is they feel like they are compelled to. They have to, or bad things are going to happen. So subjugation is... compulsory, self-sacrifice is voluntary. That's the big difference there. The self-sacrifice schema, people with the self-sacrifice schema see the suffering and pain of others and they cannot tolerate it. So they will go out of their way to do whatever they can do to stop that, even if that means taking on that suffering and pain themselves. People with the self-sacrifice schema, they feel like they can't ask for any kind of attention. They can't put the focus on themselves. So the schema is actually really oftentimes accompanied by like headaches, nausea, these psychosomatic symptoms. And when I say psychosomatic, I mean that you have headaches and it's not caused by any physical reason to have a headache. It is your brain saying, well, the only way that we can get attention is if we're in actual pain. So I'm going to put us in actual pain. So the nausea isn't because of any type of actual GI problem. It's just your body is making you feel nauseated so that you can actually feel justified in seeking help. This schema might happen in childhood if your character's parent or attachment figure is themselves sick or suffering or in pain, and this character tried to take that on themselves because they didn't want to see their loved one suffering. Sometimes it can also be like a parent-the-parent situation, so the child feels like they need to be the parent in the situation because their own parent wasn't able to, either because of severe illness or some kind of addiction or something like that. Sansa? Hey, what are you doing? Don't you pee on my floor. She's pretty good at potty training, but sometimes... yeah, she's just sniffing around right now. She's not usually allowed in my office, but everybody else is gone, and I didn't want to leave her by herself out in the living room where her little pen is. So I brought her in here, and she's fine. She's fine. So if you have watched my character therapy overviews video, I will never stop plugging it. We talked there about overcompensators and avoiders and surrenderers. So the overcompensators for this particular schema, the opposite of the schema is true. So if your schema is, I have to sacrifice myself for others and be selfless about it, the overcompensators might do it, but they feel a lot of resentment. So I'm doing this, but I don't want to. I'm doing this because if I don't, almost borderline up against subjugation. I have to do this or else something will happen. And they might go out of their way to sacrifice for somebody else, and they don't get back the thanks that they think they should get, and they vow to never help anybody ever again, which is not gonna. They're gonna help somebody. That's just how they are. But I'm never going out of my way for anyone ever again. It's never worth it. Blah blah blah. They will also kind of have this. I'm not generous. I'm not going to sacrifice. I'm not going to give anything to anybody. I'm just going to be a little hermit over here. So the avoiders avoid. They act like the schema does not exist. So they will avoid relationships. I feel like a lot of the avoiding type of reaction for most schemas is just, I'm just not going to have friends. I'm just not going to have loved ones. I'm just not going to interact with people. They avoid people because if you avoid having anybody in your life, then there's nobody to sacrifice for. And they involve any situation that involves giving or taking just because they don't even want to dip their toe in. Is it a white elephant? I'm not coming. I'm not doing it. Is it like even a birthday party? Am I in a relationship and my friend buys me, oh, I saw this thing and I thought you would like it, and it makes them very uncomfortable because now they feel like, okay, I have to do the same thing back, and I have to, start that kind of sacrificial slide down this hill. So they just avoid all things giving. So the surrenderers, yes, the schema is absolutely true. I have to sacrifice for others. It's just how it is. So they engage in a lot of that sacrifice. And they will do tons and tons of stuff for other people. I'm watching my dog. But they won't do anything for themselves. So they let themselves go hungry so everybody else can have like a 5-star meal. And they engage in a lot of self-denial too. So it's like, no, I'm not neglecting myself. I don't need it. It's fine. And that kind of thing. And they will, give, and then never accept anything back in return. You stop chewing. No. She's chewing on if you can hear it through the microphone. I have my microphone stand right here, and I don't know if she's chewing on it. Sansa. Hey, okay. So again, in my, all right, hang on. So also in my schema overviews video, I talked about the lie, the want. Okay, you get down. The truth and the wound. And so the lie for people with a self-sacrifice schema is, I must take on the pain of other people. I must sacrifice for others. I put others before myself, or I feel guilty. Hey, wait. I could put up with just about anything if I loved that person. So I will go through any discomfort for somebody I love. If I do what I want, I feel uncomfortable because they are so used to doing things for other people and not for themselves that they finally take a minute out. Stop, you're gonna rip my shirt. If they finally take a minute out for themselves, they feel really guilty about it. No. And then this idea of no matter how busy I am, I can always find time for somebody else, to fit somebody else into my busy schedule, even if I'm underwater. So the want is what your character thinks they need to be happy. And this is always false because the want is predicated upon the lie being real. So if you believe that you must sacrifice for somebody, you will want, I want to make everybody in my life happy. I want everyone else to be, happy and have achieved their goals, even if I don't get to be happy or achieve my goals. And that is predicated upon that lie of you must sacrifice for others. And that's not going to make you happy. That's not going to get you to where you need to be. The truth is what your character actually needs in order to be happy. And for this particular scheme, it would be something like, I need to understand that everyone, even somebody as unimportant as me, everybody has the equal right to have their needs met. People will like you even if you're not doing things for them all the time. And then the wound is what caused this in the first place. And like I mentioned earlier, it could be a character whose attachment figure when they were little was very, incapable of taking care of themselves, or they were in a lot of pain. And so the character grew up wanting to take that pain away from them. So as an adult, that's how they strive to be. Okay, so now get out your sticky notes, your paper, your Word document, your Google Docs, whatever. Hello. And first, we want to write down what is your main character's relationship with this lie. And that is just how it manifests in them. Because the idea that you need to sacrifice for other people can take a lot of forms. So I kind of mentioned this a minute ago when I was giving examples of what the lie would be. So pick one of those, make up your own, and write it down. Hi. Little squirt. All right, so now write down, make a list of things that could happen that could enforce this lie, that could reinforce it. So if somebody in their life tells them, I'd never get through this without you, or, something like that, then that could enforce this. So yeah, I have to be here because if I wasn't here, then they, my friend wouldn't be getting through this time they're in. I have to sacrifice. So, write down anything that's said, any events that happen, even any thoughts that your character could have that could enforce this idea of self-sacrifice. You're self-sacrificial. You're going to self-sacrifice my hands to your mouth. So the next thing I want you to write down is a list of things that could challenge the lie. So anything that your character, that could happen in their life that would disprove the idea that you need to sacrifice for other people. Even just meeting somebody new who's like, nah, man, I got it, and who doesn't let them help them and then is fine anyway. And the character actually enjoys being around this person. Something like that. Make that list. Good, now you're biting your own butt. Not my arm anymore. All right, so now that you have all of that stuff written down, save it, tuck it away, file it, and if you've been doing every video up until now, you should have a pretty fair list of these. So save that list, and then when you're writing or when you're coming through and you're revising, if you're coming up against a scene and you kind of don't, should I keep it? Where should the scene go? Ask yourself, does it fit into any of these categories? So when I am revising and I'm cutting out scenes, the very first thing I evaluate is, does this serve the lie somehow? Is this either enforcing it or is it disproving it? If it's not doing one of those things, why is it here? Why do I need it? So everything that is going on in your character's story, should have something to do with their lie. All right, so that's it. That's all. So that was the self-sacrifice schema, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please leave it a like so I know to make more like it in the future. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. And if you really love this video, share it with a friend who might love it too. Come here. And maybe Sansa will be calmer in my next video. What do you think? She's calming down now. You sleepy? Are you sleepy? Yeah, she's getting sleepy. Have a nice day.